Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something pretty incredible, this invisible web that connects almost everything around us, from the watch on your wrist to the very city you call home. So let's dive right in.
Okay, so what do your smartwatch and your city have in common? It sounds like a setup for a punchline, right? But the answer is actually at the very heart of a huge tech revolution that's changing our lives as we speak. Both your watch and your city are basically becoming little points of light in this giant connected network. And chances are, you're already living inside this network without even thinking about it. That smartwatch tracking your steps? Yep. A smart fridge that might someday soon tell you when you're out of milk? That too. Even that smart speaker you might be using to listen to this right now. All of these gadgets, they all fall under one big, kind of futuristic sounding name, the Internet of Things. All right, so let's zoom in a bit and really get to the bottom of this. What's the secret sauce that turns a regular, everyday object into a smart one? So, the Internet of Things, or IoT for short, what is it really? Well, in the simplest terms, it's about taking normal physical stuff, cars, buildings, your toaster, and embedding them with tiny sensors and some software. This gives them the power to connect to the internet. And here's the magic part. It lets them talk to each other. But how does this actually work? Let's use a smart washing machine as an example. This thing doesn't just wash clothes, it thinks. First, its little sensors sense things about your laundry. Are the clothes super dirty? Is it a delicate fabric? Then, it sends all that information up to the internet, to the cloud. Up there, some powerful computers process that data and figure out the best plan. And finally, the machine acts on those new instructions, picking the perfect water temp and the right wash cycle. And that simple four-step dance, sense, send, process, act, that's pretty much the blueprint for every single IoT device out there. Okay, now here's where things get really, really interesting. What happens when you take that same exact idea, but instead of applying it to a washing machine, you apply it to an entire city? This is where we go from a smart home to a full-blown smart community. So, a smart city is basically a city that uses this massive web of sensors and data to run itself better, to be more efficient. But, and this is a really important point, there's no one-size-fits-all definition. A smart city in one country might focus on water conservation, while another in Europe might focus on traffic flow. It all comes down to the unique needs and resources of the people who actually live there. I know this can all sound a little bit abstract and futuristic. So let's bring it down to earth. Let's imagine what an actual day in a smart city might feel like. What would you actually see and experience? Okay, let's start with something we can all relate to, a frustration that connects all of humanity: parking. Oh man, we've all been there, right? Just circling and circling looking for that one open spot. Now imagine this. In a smart city, tiny sensors in each parking spot could talk directly to an app on your phone. So before you even pull out of your driveway, you could see a live map of exactly where the empty spots are. The app could then guide you right to one. And here's the real kicker. It's not just about saving you from a headache. It means fewer people circling, which means less traffic for everybody. And it goes way beyond just parking. The roads themselves, they can get smart too. Picture this, traffic lights that aren't just stuck on a dumb timer. Instead, they have sensors that watch the actual flow of traffic and adjust in real time to keep things moving. And get this, in an emergency, the system could literally create a green wave, a clear path of all green lights for an ambulance. I mean, that could be the difference between life and death. And yeah, for people who run those red lights, the system could spot that and issue a fine automatically. So we've talked about convenience, but this tech has a much more serious side. It's about making our cities fundamentally safer and stronger. And it works on two levels. First, you have things like connected cameras that use AI to spot potentially dangerous situations in public. But then there's the other side. Imagine sensors built right into bridges and buildings, constantly checking for tiny cracks or signs of stress. This means we could find and fix a problem before it becomes a catastrophe. It's about being proactive, not reactive. Okay, but for all of this to work, for this perfectly smooth, always-on smart city to become a reality, you need a network that is just unbelievably powerful. I mean, it has to handle billions of devices all chattering at the same time. And that's where the next big thing in connectivity comes into play. So a lot of us are maybe just getting the hang of 5G, right? Well, guess what? Scientists are already deep into developing what's next: 6G.
And this isn't just a little step up, it is a massive leap. Just look at the speed difference. 5G can get up to around 10 gigabits per second. 6G? We're talking a projected 1 terabit per second. And the latency, that little lag time, it's going to become basically zero, instantaneous. So what does that actually mean? To put it into perspective, 6G is expected to be up to 100 times faster than the 5G we have today. 100 times. That's the difference between waiting minutes and seconds. You could download a massive 4K movie in the blink of an eye. Or, more importantly, it could make something like remote surgery possible, where the connection is so perfect, there's absolutely no delay. So yeah, the technology is on its way. The vision for this future is crystal clear. But all of this brings up a really, really big question. Just because we can build this world, does that mean we should? Is a smarter world necessarily a better one? And that's what we need to talk about in this final section. It's time to put the amazing promise on one side of the scale and the very real dangers on the other. On one hand, you have this incredible dream, right? A world that's more efficient, safer, with a better quality of life for everyone. But on the other hand, you have the potential nightmare. Every single bit of data that gets collected is a risk to our privacy. Every smart traffic light, every piece of the power grid, it's a new door for hackers to try and break in. Not to mention the unbelievable cost and complexity of actually building and running this citywide brain. And that kind of leaves us right here with this final thought. This future, this fully connected, intelligent, maybe even autonomous world, it's coming. It doesn't really matter if we're actively choosing it or not. The technology is moving forward. The potential upsides are just too big for us to ignore. So the real question isn't if this is happening, it's how we get ready for it. So I'll leave you with this. Are you?